Good morning. I'd like to show you through another program which we can download free of charge. A lot of you are already using this program, and somebody's asked me if we can just go through it a bit, because there's maybe stuff they didn't understand, but that's irrelevant. So the program we're going to have a look at is a program called CCleaner, which can help to speed up your computer, make it a bit faster, and get rid of all the junk which accumulates over time. So we'll do www.ccleaner.com, and that should take us to a site called Piriform, which indeed it has, and right at the top is CCleaner. Now, simple to download. Click on the download icon. There are three versions of it. There's the free version, there's a professional version, and then there's a business edition. The free one there is no support for, so if you get stuck you have to ask a friend rather than getting onto the CCleaner people. So we can download it from, in this case, Piriform, because they've got their own download center. Save the file, and there it is in the download folder. It's version 3.26, so it's the very latest version that we're going to download and install. Simple as that to download it. So you go onto the internet, you go to Piriform website, download CCleaner, and then it should be in the place you normally find your downloads, or in Windows 7 it will be in the downloads folder. So if I double click on that, this will install the program for me. I have to make a selection to speak either in English, or you can have many different languages. We'll stick with English, I think, because it's the one we all understand. Right, next, and agree the terms and conditions. Running from the top here, I'll add a shortcut to the desktop, which is very handy. I don't really want a start menu shortcut, because if it's on the desktop I won't need that. I don't want it added to the recycle bin, and I certainly don't want to waste time every morning while it checks to see if there's any updates. It does help to go back to Piriform occasionally to see if there are any updates, but it's a good program and you shouldn't need to update it too often. Happy with that, we can click on the install button, and away she goes. So there's the Run CCleaner 3.26. I can take the check out of the box, and also I don't want to read the release notes. They have no interest for me at all. All I want is the program to work. So I'll finish on that. Down the bottom here we can see it. There's our CCleaner icon, which I shall double click on, and it will give me the user account control warning that by running this program it will make changes to the computer, and you're actually agreeing to let that happen. So we'll click yes, and there we'll have CCleaner. Now, as you can see on the extreme left here, we have a column which has got 4 different icons in it. We'll take a look at all four of them. So we'll take a look at CCleaner first. There's the windows. This is the programs that it's going to look in and check to see if they're up to date, or see if they've got any junk in them. One of the ones I will add on to this, and it's quite important, is the old prefetch data. What that is, in fact, is just when you run a program and you make alterations and changes to the setup of that program, it will store the information in old prefetch data, so that when you run a program it will check to see if it's been run before, and if it has, have you changed it in any way. It does store a lot of data. The reason I delete it is because when I run a program I don't want it searching through a load of files and data files about programs to see if I've run this program before. I want it just to run the program, and believe me, if you've got a lot of data in that area, the old prefetch data, you can maybe take 15-20 seconds before your program loads, because it's checking through a lot of obsolete files. So get rid of the junk if you can, and see what happens. The second tab that we see at the top here is called Applications, and if I click on that you will see it's all the other stuff that I run and that you update on a regular basis. You've got Firefox Mozilla, which again has internet caches, it's got internet histories, it's got cookies, it's got download history, etc., and so forth. Old junk files from Thunderbird, get rid of them. Everything. As you download a latest version of Adobe, this program will get rid of the junk left behind out of previous versions. Same with Office and Office 2007, as you can see on the list there. It will check them. If we have any updates to Microsoft Office, and believe me, there are quite a few, sometimes the old files get left behind. This program will check to see if the files are necessary, and if not, we'll get rid of them. Flash Player Workshop, it's a Zalis Icon Workshop, which I believe we did a very brief demo on last year. Antivirus files, they're the same. You can get rid of a lot of dead files floating around. When you've finished having a look through the lists and checking the boxes you wanted and unchecking the ones you don't want, we can click on Analyze, and it will analyze the computer. I've done mine recently, so you're not going to find too much on here that I want to get rid of. However, there is a lot of internet junk. If I come down the list here quite a long way, there is loads and loads and loads of both Mozilla Firefox, of Windows Internet Explorer, and loads of stuff we can get rid of. If you're happy, we could click if we wanted Run Cleaner, but I just want to take a quick look at some of the options available to us. So we click on Options. Do we want to upgrade to Pro? Obviously they're going to try and sell the best versions that they can, and this is their way of doing it. So we click on Settings, and basically what we have here are those 4 settings that were on the start page when we installed. We didn't want the check for updates, we didn't want it added in, but it does give you a second bite at the cherry there to see if you can change your mind on them and install them if you want. Cookies. If you click on Cookies, you get 2 halves of a page. The column on the left hand side are all the cookies that are on your computer that you may or may not have agreed to have. There is lots and lots of advertising junk. There's lots and lots of different places where you think, good heavens, I've never even been there at all, you know. These are places where I certainly can't remember going, but they're on my computer, so I must have done, I guess. If there's one of these you particularly want, because it stores a password, or you have a particular interest in the site and you want to keep the cookie, we can click it, like Argos, someplace I go occasionally to look at household items. I want to keep that little cookie there because they know who I am, and I want them to know I've been there before. So to add it, we can click it on the other side. Right, when I do delete cookies, it will not delete any of the ones on the list here. It will just keep those. So the company you go to, like if we go to argos.uk, it will know that we've been there before. That's all the cookie's about. Include and exclude, they are fairly straightforward. As you say, you can add in a particular website, or you can exclude a particular website from this particular setting. Advanced setting, you can show initial results in a detailed view, which is what we've set as. The choices are there, you just have to read through those. There's nothing sinister or complicated about this. If you want only delete files in the recycle bin older than 24 hours, if you want to keep them there for a day before you delete them, check the box. Otherwise, uncheck the box. If I've put something in the recycle bin, it's because I want rid of it. I don't want it sitting there for 24 hours. So I leave it empty, so get rid of those files. So I can pop back to Cleaner. There's the list, so I can click the cookies, and I know that when I reanalyze the computer I get all the junk. Let's have a look. 60.8 megabytes of junk which is on my computer. That is a very small amount. I've seen computers with 1.5 and 1.6 gigabytes of junk, so don't be surprised if you have a big figure. Running Cleaner, again we get the the warning, the process is permanently delete files from your system. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yes, I do. Let's get rid of them. There we go. That's what it's deleted. 62.8 megabyte removed. Wonderful stuff. So we could close the program at this point, but I want to take you through these other two icons that are on the left hand side. Registry. Scan for issues. Hopefully it won't find any. No issues were found. That's good. When you run yours, it will bring up, when you run it for the first time, certainly it will bring up quite a substantial list, and that list is it's quite simple to just get rid of the issues, to fix the issues that it comes up with. I haven't seen a computer yet that doesn't have many issues. They're caused by file updates, changing where a computer, where a program is and the files are. If you've got Windows, Microsoft Office, I should say, 2003 or 2007, like I have on the computer, and you get an update for those files, it can actually change some of the locations, in which case your registry will be slightly out of date, and it will cause it to have an issue. By clicking on this button down, this faded out button at the bottom right, that will fix those issues for you, and usually deletes them or gets rid of them or corrects them. Again, nothing sinister here, and you can't do a whole lot of damage to the computer if these things if you do anything wrong. In fact, I can't see anything you can do wrong. Registry. Underneath registry we have the tools. Right, this is a handy little place. We can look at all the programs we've got installed, and as you can see, there's quite a lot on this computer. We can go to Startup and see what programs start, which, you know, is very good. We can look at Internet Explorer, Firefox, Scheduled Tasks, Context Menu, and Windows itself. This one at the bottom, as you see, is faded out. EZVHS Converter, it puts it on there. In fact, when you first come here, it will look like yes, all the rest of them. But this is a program I maybe use just once a month, once every 6 weeks, so I don't need it in the startup. I don't need it starting every time I start the computer. So I can right click on it, I can disable that, and then it won't start up next time I start the computer. You can go through all the internet. If you think, well, I don't need that running every time, I don't need an updater, or I don't need, like we've got DivX update here, I don't need it running in the startup. I can update that when I fancy. So you could quite easily just click on that, whoops, disable it, and it won't load in startup. HD audio deck, I don't actually use that, so I can disable that as well. Little things like that. If you don't know what something is, I've got USB 3 Mon. That's a handy little program that monitors USB 3 extensions on my computer. So if I plug something in, it will tell me, you know, that it's there. So there's a lot of little things that it does which are required. System restore. We can have a look at restore points that have been created. Here's a nice one, Drive Wiper. Now, if you've got flash drives or USB drives that you plug in and they're getting full and you've deleted the programs, you can wipe the area to make sure it's clean, the free space. Additionally, in here, if you've got, we'll say we've got a removable disk in I, we can set that to wipe the entire drive, and that'll get rid of all the data on that drive, and it's quite a thorough wipe, so it's very, very good. It'll only do one pass, but it'll erase all the data. Whatever you do, don't run it on C drive, because you'll get rid of everything on your computer. In fact, I don't think it'll run, but I'm not prepared to try it. Take my word for it. Wipe free space, use that freely. It gets rid of all the junk that's left behind after a deletion. So there we are, that's CCleaner. We can analyse again if you wish. It's just empty, basically, so that's brilliant. Don't need to run cleaner. If you run this program maybe once a fortnight, once every 3 weeks, something like that, you'll keep your computer serviced and up to date, running fairly fast, fairly smoothly, without any junk accumulating in the hard drive. Hope you've enjoyed the demo. As always, any questions, ask the presenter at the end of this demonstration. Thank you for listening.